How you doing, Viv? It's Father's Day. You gotta go say hi to Pa. Yep, there she is. Rolling in the dirt again. Somebody's gonna get a bath. Hi. Good girl, Vivi. Let me turn this around. To all out there who are papas, happy Father's Day. That includes all the guardians, foster papas, adopted papas, extended papas, grandpapas, husband, wives, brothers, papas. Happy Father's Day to every one of you. I hope everything is a wonderful day for you today. And yeah, I hope everything is just tickety-boo. So, what about that parade yesterday? What did you think of that? As a veteran, I was pretty embarrassed. Not about the parade, because it was the Army's birthday. I was embarrassed for the soldiers. There's a few of them there that were just kind of walking. There was no marching. There was none of this. Going past the reviewing stand, it was more like, yeah, you made us do this. That's what it felt like. It felt like nobody was on their game and nobody cared to be. You seen half of the soldiers marching down there. Half of them were out of step. It was like, do they just not care? Or are they just maybe disgusted with what they had to do? But you know who did do well? All those soldiers that had static displays at all those bases, all across the United States, all those Army bases, and you had all the kids coming and uneven ground. All the kids were coming, they were climbing on the tanks, they were talking to the soldiers. The one-on-one with the public was bloody awesome. Now that's public relations for the military. That's what that is. Not that fantasy goddamn Kim Jong-un Putin parade down. Guess he couldn't dig the missiles up to bring them down the street though, I don't know. Did you see any missiles? I didn't see any big missiles like they have over there. He's slacking. But did you see the face on him though? Holy shit. Just had to say, nobody came to my birthday and they didn't bring me the good presents. That's what he looked like. And Melania, she was looking like, oh Jesus, I could really use a drink. Yeah, she didn't look happy to be there. Apparently she checked out early. I would too if I had to sit beside him, but when you sign a paper that said that you're going to keep up with the prenup, you want this, Melania, you got to show up and do stuff. Like let him, was it his thumb you held, or was it, that thumb thing was weird, wasn't it? But now, Vance I think he's a bad luck charm, that guy. He shows up, starts kissing Trump's arse, the next thing you know, Trump's president. He lays down on a couch becomes the star. Goes to visit the Pope. Within hours, the man passes away. He's a jinx. He's a jinx. It's not very good. It's not very good. I don't want him coming to my birthday. I don't. Can't have him coming to my birthday. So there's that. Trump can't get a peace deal done. He's kind of screwed in that department, ain't he? Oh yeah, first 24 hours, as soon as I'm president-elect, I'll have that just all tied up. No, he tied himself up in freaking knots is what he did. And then the Gaza thing broke out. Well, mind you, he wasn't president then. But he encouraged Netanyahu to do exactly what he's doing, annihilating Palestinians and maybe trying to find a home from them someplace else when all their stuff is there. It's their land. So there's that. And then Netanyahu decides he's going to go and bomb the shit out of Iran and all their nuclear centers. Now see, in my humble opinion, when Trump was in season 1 there, he said he didn't like that Iran deal and they were going to sanction the shit out of him if he did not comply and let everybody in to every 90 days. Iran had to go through a check and a balance. Had to go through and make sure they weren't doing any funny business trying to make a bomb. So they went in, and Trump said in 2016 when he was running, he's getting rid of that. And everybody's going, no, that's not a good idea. Do not get rid of that. But as soon as he was elected, 2018, stepped away from the Iran nuclear deal. He's the one that cut that off. And he's the one that gave, he likes to play cards, he's the one that gave Iran all the cards. He's the one. And you know why? Because when everybody else was telling Trump all around the world, don't do this, it seems the only countries that didn't care if he walked away from it or kind of encouraged him to was the Middle East. United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and of course Iran. They're going, yeah, shit, yeah, take us out of that, then I don't care. But the one that was, everybody was telling Trump that this is good, they're sticking to their the deal, and it's not a written agreement, but it's more like a handshake deal. But there was 5 countries, the UK, the European community, there's France, Germany, all these countries were in on it, and the United States. Well, it was up to the United States, seeing as they were the biggest country, that they would be the ones that would sign off on the checks and balances every 90 days. Well, Trump did it once, and he was like, ooh, Sharpie's pretty heavy, man. I don't think I can do this again. It's too much work. And he decided, no, I'm not doing it. But it was Bibi Netanyahu, who decided that he was going to step in there and whisper into Trump's ear saying, oh no, we've got documented proof that they're planning something and they're lying and all this stuff. Mike Pompeo, his own Secretary of State, went over to Iran and checked everything out themselves and interviewed a bunch of other people, had meetings with them and said, no, they're fully complying. They're complying. And Trump saying, I don't think so. So he dropped him out. So that's him and Netanyahu. Trump and Netanyahu. Those two evil friggin' minds, Boris and Natasha there, cooking up all this stuff that the rest of us have to put up with. Because he doesn't understand anything once it falls out of his big gob. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't have a concept of the consequences of what's going to happen. He just doesn't get it. So now Israel is leaving Gaza there for a bit. They're a second thought now, an afterthought. He's still got guys in there bombing, but he's going to go in and bomb the shit out of them. Now, big lips there, Trump, ass lips, is going to, they're going to see all the world of hurt. They're going to see a lot. They're going to be hell to pay. They're going to be hell to pay. That's what's going to happen there. They'll be hell to pay. So, if I was a country like that, I would take that as a threat. Because there's no sitting down with these people. And there was news the other day that the Ayatollah has actually fled Iran and he's in Russia. There's a combination for you, right? So I guess we'll see how that goes. So Mr. Parade didn't go too good. 99.999% of the riots went off without a hitch. Nice and peaceful, nice and quiet. Everybody had fun. They were dancing. They were chanting. They were walking a lot. That one in Manhattan, they said there was over 200,000 people in Manhattan. That was how many people were supposed to be at that parade, by the way. That's what they were saying. They were saying there was going to be 200,000 people at that military parade. Well, it looked like there was less than maybe 4,000 maybe. All his invited guests, the bleachers were all empty. Even behind where Trump was, his grandkids and stuff. Everybody looked, oh, hello. Everybody looked bored off their ass. And then Marco Rubio sitting there with his arm over the chair, his legs crossed, sitting there yawning. You see Hegseth sitting there, all miserable, looking down. Some other guy was playing on his phone the whole time. And Trump actually did fall asleep. It wasn't until one of the tanks come squeaking by. Did you hear that squeaking? Oh my God, it was annoying as hell. That's all you heard. There's no quiet, no cheering, no nothing. Just ree, 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 ree. Now they're saying it cost $43 million. Other people are estimating that parade is probably closer to $90 or $100 million or more. Because then there's got to be road repair and stuff. They said they were going to lay down all these metal plates on the road. So I didn't see any, did you? I didn't see any metal plates down there. I did see some roads getting chewed up, though. As soon as the tracks rolled away, you could see the indent in the road. Trump went to salute those kids. It was just like, and he had to hold it for so long. I thought he was going to fall over, honest to God. Anyway, 9 loves you. Be good, be safe. Please take care of you first. And again, happy Father's Day to all the dads, no matter how you got to be dads. How's that sound? I love y'all. Newcomers, welcome. Stick around. Love me, like me, share me. Hangers on. Mwah. Thanks for hanging on. Everybody, I love you. Have a great Father's Day.